I'm DJ Sam I Am, and you're listening to WMTN LPFM Sewanee 93.1, 103.1, and streaming live on sasradio.org. We are the voice of the mountain, and in case you didn't know, I've been one of the many voices of the mountain for quite a while now. It's my senior year at St. Andrew's Sewanee School, and I was first introduced to WMTN back in 8th grade, and I was doing it as an after-school program. Right now, I am the station manager of WMTN, and I'm taking it as a class. Since I've been at WMTN for quite a while, I thought, what would be a good way to celebrate my time here? And I've put together this show. This is the DJ Sam I Am Retrospective, where I'll play various clips from previous shows and fun moments I've had at the station, and we get to talk about it and reflect on it. So this first clip comes from a show that I did. This was my first show, actually, with DJ Fret, who moved away a while back, and this was all about 80s. I'm sure we can introduce it well enough. Let's play the clip.
You're listening to WMTN LP Sewanee 103.1, the voice of the mountain. I'm DJ Sam I Am.
And I am DJ Fret. How has your day been, DJ Sam I Am?
My day has been great. I'm so excited for Family Weekend here today at SAS.
Me too. So, let's start Family Weekend with some sweet hits from the 80s.
Up next is We Got the Beat by the Go-Go's.
Something that definitely stands out to me when listening to these older recordings of myself is that it really sounds like I'm reading off of a script, and it's because I was, and that's something that I really try and emphasize to the newer DJs, is I tell them, make sure you're not reading off of a script, make sure you learn how to improvise, because it sounds so artificial, and no one wants to listen to that. This next show is my Green Day show, and this one was all by myself. I did not have a co-host, and Big Chuck came in and joined for a little bit, but he wasn't planned to be a part of the show. But anyways, I'm going to start this song, and then you'll hear me afterwards, and I'll talk about my mistakes with that one. Sick of crying. She sees a mirror of herself, an image she wants to sell to anyone willing to buy. He steals the image in her kiss from her heart's apocalypse, from a one call, what's her name? She's all alone again, wiping matches from her eyes. Some days he feels like dying, she gets so sick of crying. So sick of crying. She's an extraordinary girl, an extraordinary girl, an extraordinary girl, an extraordinary girl.
I'm DJ Sam I Am, and this is WMTN, the voice of the mountain, live from St. Andrew's Sewanee School, and you're listening to my show all about Green Day. You just heard Extraordinary Girl, which came from Green Day's iconic album American Idiot, which was released on September 21st, 2004, and was later adapted into a Broadway musical with its first official show on April 20th, 2010, and continued until April 24th, 2011 after 422 performances. I really wish I could have seen that show.
Okay, so who can tell me where I went wrong on this one? I really dislike my Green Day show. I had fun doing it, I will say that, but I dislike listening to it now because I keep making the same mistake over and over throughout the entire show, and that is saying facts about the song after the song has already played. Because if someone's tuning through radio frequencies and they hear a DJ saying, here's your favorite song and you just missed it, they're gonna keep tuning. So you want to talk about the song before it plays, not after. Another reason why I greatly dislike the Green Day show is because it breaks an actual rule. The talking about songs after they've played bit is only just like good advice. The Green Day show breaks an actual rule for public radio, and that rule is you can't play more than 2 songs by the same artist within the same hour. The Green Day show was 1 hour, and it was all Green Day. So you'd think I learned from that mistake, but no one at the radio knew that was a rule yet, because the radio was still pretty new, I'd say. So I made the same mistake when I did my Foo Fighters show, which was 1.5 hours. And it was all Foo Fighters, save for like 2 songs. But I use these shows as evidence of what not to do for the new DJs. And I would play a clip from my Foo Fighters show, but I genuinely cannot find any evidence that I ever did it. I've looked through 4 different computers, checked like every single file. There's just no proof of it ever being aired. So I'm starting to think that the Foo Fighters show was a bad dream I had, and I'm hoping that's the case for the radio station's sake. This next bit I'm going to play comes from an interview, which was my first interview I did with the station. I can't remember if it was a part of a show or not. I believe it was, and I think it was about like faculty members' favorite songs. But I can't remember if it was like a full hour of just faculty members' favorite songs, or if it was like each little interview would play like at the top of each hour, and it was like a special we were doing. Anyways, let's listen to my first interview.
I'm DJ Sam I Am. You're listening to WMTN Radio, and I am joined here with
Mr. Short.
So, Mr. Short, what is your favorite song?
Hard to choose, but I chose The Killers as one of my favorite bands because I've seen them live, and they always put on a fun show. And Read My Mind, partially because Brandon Flowers, the lead singer for The Killers, once said it was his favorite song that he's written. And there's a fantastic acoustic version of it that I actually like even more than the poppier electronic version. And I think he plays it at every concert, despite his growing number of albums. So I always come back to it. He comes back to it. Read My Mind, especially the acoustic version.
Thanks a lot. Keep it tuned to WMTN, the voice of the mountain.
On the corner of Main Street, just trying to keep it in line. You say you want to move on, and you say I'm falling behind. Can you read my mind? Can you read my mind? Never really gave up on breaking out of this two-star town. I got the green light and I got a little fight. I'm gonna turn this thing around. Can you read my mind? Can you read my mind? Good old days, the honest man, the restless heart, the promised land, a subtle kiss that no one sees, a broken wrist and a big trapeze. Well, I don't mind if you don't mind, 'cause I don't shine if you don't shine. Before you go, can you read my mind? Funny how you just break down. You're waiting on some sign. I pull up to the front of your driveway with magic soaking my spine. Can you read my mind? Can you read my mind? The teenage queen, the loaded gun, the drop-dead dream, the chosen one, a southern drawl, the world unseen, a city wall and a trampoline. Well, I don't mind if you don't mind, 'cause I don't shine if you don't shine. Before you jump, tell me what you find. Tell me what you find. You read my mind. Slipping in my faith until I fall. You never return that call. Woman, open the door, don't let it sting. I wanna breathe that fire again. She said, I don't mind if you don't mind, 'cause I don't shine if you don't shine. Put your back on me, put your back on me, put your back on me, put your back on me. Stars are blazing like rebel diamonds cut out of the sun. You read my mind. Before you jump, tell me what you find. Before you go, can you read my mind?
This next clip comes from my first pre-recorded show, and this show was all about cover songs. And I had been procrastinating recording this show, and so I recorded all of it the night before in my bed. So it's not my best work. I will say that. It's not my best. But it does have my favorite intro that I've written for any show. And it does have more Green Day, so that will be my limit on 2 Green Day songs per hour. You're tuned to WMTN LP-FM Sewanee, 93.1, 103.1, and streaming live on sasradio.org. We are the voice of the mountain, and I'm DJ Sam I Am, bringing you the finest cover songs on this side of the plateau. If you don't know what a cover song is, here's Billy Joe Armstrong to explain it for you.
This is a cover song. This is a cover song that was once done by someone else. A cover song is done by someone else. It's a cover song. It's a cover song. It's a cover song. It's a cover. It's a blanket. It's a blanket. It's a pillow. You can lay on it. You can sleep on it. You can do anything you want to. You can do anything you want to. You can do anything you want.
Originally written by the Crickets, made famous by the Bobby Fuller 4, popularized yet again by the Ramones, here's I Fought the Law by Green Day.
I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won. I needed money 'cause I had none. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law. law one. I fought the law and the 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 law one. I fought the law and the
Alright, so my next show is one that I did with my grandpa. I've done a couple with my grandpa. We've done some weird stuff. Our first one was a music show, and then we did the UFO one, and then we did the ghost one, and then we did one on cryptids, all sorts of like myths and conspiracy theories. Anything like that. But the first one was music, and basically how it worked is we started off playing some of Grandpa's favorite songs, and then we played some of my favorite songs, and then we would both comment on each other's music taste. It was a very fun show. I'm hopefully gonna get around to doing one with my other grandpa on my mom's side sooner or later. But in the meantime, let's roll the clip.
Up next is This Guy's in Love with You by Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass.
You see, this guy's in love with you. Yes, I'm in love. Who looks at you the way I do? When you smile, I can tell we know each other very well. How can I show you? I'm glad I got to know you, 'cause I've heard some talk. They say you think I'm fine. Yes, I'm in love. And what I do to make you mine, tell me now, is it so? Don't let me be the last to know. My hands are shaking, let my heart break, 'cause I need your love. I want your love. Say you're in love with this guy. If not, I'll just die. Tell me now, is it so? Don't let me be the last to know. My hands are shaking, let my heart keep breaking, 'cause I need your love. I want not, I'll just die.
That was great. I've never heard this before, but I certainly enjoyed it, and I love the piano in it as well.
Oh, that's right. And I understand, I should know, you play the piano, right?
I did, yeah, for a while. But
What sort of music did you play?
well, when I first started, I would do more classical bits like Beethoven and stuff. But I think the last thing I performed was Don't Stop Me Now by Queen.
Yeah, really good. Relevant today and even years ago.
Yeah.
Good
But
for you.
I think that was the last recital I had, and then I've faded more into guitar and such.
You know, with the singer of that song, Herb Alpert, what he's best known for, believe it or not, is not that song, although he's well known for that. It's the fact that he was a superb trumpet player. And so he had some music at the time where there were no words. And you don't hear that a lot with popular music, but he definitely was extremely popular.
I forgot to mention in the episode of Sam and Grandpa that we did about cryptids, DJ Wilcon came and joined us because Grandpa was coming to town for Thanksgiving to visit us, and I knew in advance that we were going to record the cryptids show because, you know, every time I meet up with Grandpa, we like to record an episode of the show. But I knew it was going to be on cryptids, and I know DJ Wilcon is also into cryptids, so I made sure to include him on our episode because I just love when my friends get to meet my grandpa. He's such an interesting character, and most recently on the New York trip, Grandpa came and had breakfast with me and then got to meet DJ Hope and DJ Smokey, and we talked about movies and stuff. But moral of the story is I love when I get to do these radio shows with friends and family. And speaking of family, my dad is actually in this next clip, which comes from DJ Deep Dives. And for those of you who don't know what DJ Deep Dives is, it's this show that we do on the radio station with the class. We used to do it every Friday last year, but now that this year we've got a bit of a smaller class, we're doing it every other Friday. But with DJ Deep Dives, each episode would have a certain theme. Our most recent episode, I think it was most recent, was Connections. And basically, like, the first song was a song with Patti Smith and Blue Oyster Cult. The second song was with Patti Smith and Bruce Springsteen. The third song was Bruce Springsteen and Bon Jovi. Next was Bon Jovi and Avril Lavigne. You get the idea. Just trying to see, like, how far we can go using these collabs. And we ended up from Patti Smith and Blue Oyster Cult to Buckethead and Viggo Mortensen. I think that's how you pronounce it. The actor from Lord of the Rings. Very impressive dude. Can't say that. Anyways, my favorite episode of DJ Deep Dives was Personal Connections. And Personal Connections was about, like, we would play a song that is connected to us in any sort of way where, like, you know the person who wrote it or whatever. I think I give somebody gives a more advanced explanation of it in the clip. So without further ado, let's roll the clip.
This is DJ Sam I Am, and you're listening to The Voice of the Mountain,
WMTN LP 93.1 and 103.1 Sewanee, and streaming globally at sasradio.org. And thank you for tuning in to today's episode of DJ Deep Dives. Each Friday at 2, our student DJs take you beneath the surface and bring you the stories behind the songs. And this week's episode focuses on bands that any of us DJs have a personal connection with. And this next band is Pumpernickel, which is my dad's band, who is here in the station with us today. So, Dad, this next song we're about to play is Normally Pointless.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to talk about the song?
Absolutely, yeah. It's good to be here. Thanks for asking, Sam. Normally Pointless is something that we recorded, my band, way back in high school, so a couple of years ago. And it was recorded, the first song, or the first one that we've done in an actual recording studio. Did a lot of home recordings before that. So it was our first foray into using reel-to-reel tape, recorded with a guy named Sean Sheridan in Danbury, Connecticut. I think we did a handful of takes on this, recorded it live except for the vocals. And you can tell a little bit later in the song, because I think this is the third take in it, where my drumming starts to slow down a little bit because my arms couldn't keep up anymore. But we were super proud of that. This is still one of my favorite things that we ever recorded.
Well, thanks so much, and be sure to keep it tuned.
I'd love for you to love me again, but right now I know that history, and you don't think of me that way anymore. I'd love to talk to you again, but right now I can't even look at your face. A long bitter road of painful memories. And if I could,
I really liked this interview I did with Dad, so I'm going to play a bit more. It's going to have a bit more commentary on Normally Pointless, and then we'll talk a bit about the next song we'll play. And if you hear this weird scraping noise at the start, it's because the needle on the record player that we were using at school was broken. Don't worry, it's been fixed now by myself. But it was broken at the time and we didn't realize. And I was able to get the actual song file for Normally Pointless, but I was not able to get it for the next song. However, I do still have the next song on vinyl, and I've got this funky USB vinyl to MP3 converter. And granted, it doesn't sound the greatest, but it sounds better than it did when the needle was broken at school. So keep that in mind when you're listening, and let's roll the clip.
Wow. I certainly like this. This is one of my favorite songs that you guys have done.
Thank you.
It is on one of my mixtapes that I've made, and I show it off to people.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we were really, really proud of that as one of the first things that we recorded. I was not the original drummer in the band, so my friend Steve was in that band, and actually Steve is in the next band, as well as Mark, who was singing on that one. You can tell it'll be two different sounds for sure. The next band that you're gonna go into, Junebug, completely different sound, indie pop for sure. And we, a bunch of friends just from high school, playing together, started out as a very Faith No More, Mr. Bungle kind of sound, and turned this one into more of kid pop. Super friendly, went in a completely 180-degree direction. And this song, I think you're going to play Glow Child.
That is correct.
Is based on a true story of us driving back to Westchester County, New York from Danbury, Connecticut, seeing a kid in the back of a car with the lights on, eating cookies, just kind of, it was like a floating head going down the highway. It was very, very funny. And so we wrote a song about it. This is myself, Steve, Mark, and our friend Alec, who then started a record label later.
Look like
I've got a lot of fond memories at WMTN, not just in the radio station, but also in the recording studio. And I feel like I've spent a lot more hours in there than I'd like to admit, particularly because of this one time where our Dracula show, there was like this hour-long radio play. I didn't find out that it hadn't been edited until like 2 days before the deadline to submit all your stuff for the awards. And so I go in there. There's so many audio files, and none of them are in the right place. So I'm having to read the script and figure out like what line goes where. And there's like another sound effect every 3 seconds or so. So I'm having to go get all these sound effects. And I ended up spending the whole night in the recording studio. And I think it was worth it because it ended up getting a nomination for an award. It didn't get the award, but it got a nomination. And I feel like if the play was shorter, we would have gotten the award because you can only submit like a maximum of 30 minutes. And since the show was an hour, we had to cut out a lot. If we didn't cut out so much, I guarantee that we would have won that. And we were talking to one of the judges there at the radio awards conference, and they said that we should have won that. So, what can I say? Anyways, one of the other things that I've done in the recording studio is record stuff with my band. So, I'm about to play this recording of our cover of Dreams by the Cranberries. Granted, it's not going to be as good as Normally Pointless, but they had an actual audio engineer opposed to myself having to record stuff and play stuff. And I'm not a professional, believe it or not. But anyways, let's roll the clip.
This doesn't need to be perfect. We just need to get it done.
Yeah. Count us off.
1, 2, 3, 4.
everybody's trying to get that last note in at the end. There was one time where the band went to the WMTN station, and we got there super early in the morning to get all our stuff set up. And our goal was to play our original song, Cracker Pie, live on the radio. And it would have been so cool if it weren't for our interview that we did at the start, where we just sort of like talked about it. We all had no idea what to say because we had not discussed what the questions were going to be, so no one was adequately prepared for it. But, stuff happens. And then, halfway through actually playing the song, one of our members, I won't say who, but if you heard the live recording, you'd know, fell apart. But I won't blame him, because the headphones they were given weren't that good, and they could barely hear everybody else. So, no shade to anyone in particular, but if you were listening, you would know who it was. Anyways, my next show is my Earth Day show, and if you don't know, at St. Andrews, we have morning Earth Day workshop activities that we do every Earth Day. And it's very enjoyable. Mine was doing the radio show, and all of the songs had some sort of message that related to the environment or nature. But let's let me from the past take it away.
I'm DJ Sam I Am. You're listening to WMTN LPFM Sewanee 93.1, 103.1, and streaming live on sasradio.org. We are the voice of the mountain, and today I'm doing my Earth Day radio show, so be sure to stay tuned. And up next is Earth Song by Michael Jackson.
What about sunrise? What about rain? What about all the things that you said we were to gain? What about killing fears? Is there a time? What about all the things that you said was yours and mine? Did you ever stop to notice all the blood we've shed before? Did you ever stop to notice this crying earth, this weeping shore? What we've done. What about all the peace that you pledged your only son? What about flowering fields? Is there a time? What about all the dreams that you said was yours and mine? Did you ever stop to notice all the children dead from war? Did you ever stop to notice this crying earth, this weeping shore?
I've got one more song left in the DJ Sam I Am retrospective, and this comes from my actual favorite show. I've said this a couple times. I've said this is my favorite, this is my favorite. This one is my favorite. It is the infamous Broken Strings broadcast punk rock show we did. And I say infamous because I ended up getting a detention 2 hours worth because we overstayed our welcome in the station and ended up missing all of announcements to wrap up this show. But I would say it was most definitely worth it, and I would do it again. Anyways, how it worked is myself, DJ Milwaukee, Luke, and DJ Blank Space, Dylan, would talk about the songs. And Luke and I have a bit more knowledge of the punk rock genre. And we would play the songs, and we'd ask Dylan his opinion about them, and we would comment on whether or not we agreed with him. But I'm just going to play a clip that includes myself introducing the next song and then the song.
All right, so I'm DJ Sam I Am, and you're listening to the Broken Strings broadcast, a student-run radio show. These sure have been some great songs so far, and we're just getting started here at WMTN. But for this next song, let's head back to our Tennessee roots, while still maintaining that iconic punk rock sound. A cover of the one and only Johnny Cash. Here's Ring of Fire by Social Distortion.
Love is a burning thing.
If you made it this far, thanks for listening to the DJ Sam I Am Retrospective. I've had a lot of fun going back and seeing how I've grown through the years and all the time that I've spent at WMTN. And although my time is coming to an end, I'm excited to see the bright future ahead for WMTN. And in the meantime, stay tuned to the Voice of the Mountain.